How are we, lads? Here we go. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Saturday Night Football review for round 13 of the NRL, where we saw the Melbourne Storm defeat the Gold Coast Titans up there at Sunshine Coast Stadium, 20 points to 14. Great news as well. I want to announce real quick. I finally have Wi-Fi back up and running. So tomorrow afternoon, the Knights versus the Eels. I will be live streaming that game on YouTube. So get ready for that. I'm looking forward to doing that stream tomorrow afternoon, and I may even live stream State of Origin Wednesday night. We'll soon find out what happens, but let's get into the Saturday Night Football review between the Melbourne Storm and the Gold Coast Titans. This is not the official setup yet. I'm still working on a few things. It's going to take a while to get everything how I want it to go. So at the moment, I'll probably keep it like this, but expect this won't be the official setup. But we'll get into it. So let's get into the Storm vs Titans game. And it all started off in the 9th minute. A no try to Dean Laramia, the winger who played on the left wing for Addo Carr tonight. Obviously, he's out with Origin duties. And it was a no try to him early on, a forward pass of Nicho Hynes. Thought it was a harsh call. I thought the pass was okay, personally. And then in the 17th minute, the first try of the game went to the Gold Coast. A try to Greg Marzou on the wing. I think it was his debut game. He scored the first try of the game. The conversion was unsuccessful, so the Gold Coast had 4-0 early on. And then not long after that, in the 19th minute, Jerome Hughes just goes straight through a gap, gets a ball on the inside there to Remus Smith. He scores for the Storm. It's converted by Nicho Hynes. Melbourne leads 6 points to 4. And then in the 26th minute, a try to Brandon Smith, just skip that dummy up with some space, and he crashes over for the Storm. Melbourne go out to a 12 points to 4 lead after 26 minutes. And then there was another try there to Melbourne in the 29th minute to, how do you pronounce his name? Trent Lemuria. I can't pronounce his name. I do apologise about that. But conversion was unsuccessful there. The Storm at half-time led 16 points to 4. And, I thought in the first 15 minutes or so, the Gold Coast were really in that game. They showed up early on, and they always do this to Titans. They get out to a good start, and then they sort of fade away as the game goes on, and Melbourne pretty much took advantage of that. And this is the third week in a row now where Melbourne have been behind early on. So I think Melbourne need to fix up their first 20 minutes or so, because it's been a bit sloppy for Melbourne the first 20, but the other 60 minutes of Melbourne's lately has been quite strong as always. So in the second half, there was a try to Brian Kelly from the Gold Coast Titans. He goes over and scores. Conversion is unsuccessful. Melbourne leads 16 points to 8 at this stage. At this stage, I'm still thinking, okay, Melbourne got the lead by 8. Can the Gold Coast keep fighting back? I had my doubts, but anyway, not long after that, there was a try to George Jennings for the Melbourne Storm. Conversion unsuccessful. Storm lead 20 points to 8. At this stage, I'm thinking, righto, Melbourne are probably going to run away with this game now. Put the cue in the rack and game is all over. But no, the Gold Coast Titans, to their credit, they kept fighting, and they were playing some decent footy there. It's just the last tackle options weren't great tonight. I thought some of the kicks were a bit off, and on the goal line, obviously the Gold Coast kept getting a lot of repeat sets, and Melbourne having to do a lot of goal line dropouts. But the more you do that, it is good to be doing that, but when you're playing Melbourne, you want to be playing a bit better than that. You don't want to be doing repeat set consistently over and over, because you're never going to win by doing that. So anyway, there was in the 67th minute. In the 58th minute, not long after that, there was a try to the Gold Coast from Jared Wallace. It was a great try actually. He went straight over. It was a really good effort from him. So Melbourne lead 20 points to 14. There's 20 minutes to go, and I'm thinking to myself, if Melbourne keep playing like this, drop ball and, stupid penalties are given away, set restarts, the Gold Coast may actually get them. In the 67th minute, a sin bin from Remus Smith. Now, I think it was the right call. It was a high tackle, and it was quite ruthless. I thought it was a bit dangerous. So anyway, Remus Smith goes for 10 in the bin, and Melbourne are down to 12 men for from the 67th minute to the 77th minute. I'm thinking, well, this is the Gold Coast chance now. They score, they're a chance in this game, and they couldn't score. And then in the 70th minute, Brian Kelly, all he had to do was pass the ball to Philip Sami, and he scores in the corner. And then Fogarty has a kick to try and get at the golden point. But no, he holds the ball, doesn't pass it. 2-on-1, gets tackled. Gold Coast still throwing the ball around. And the last play of the game, there was a kick from Jared Wallace across the field. And then there was a pass that was a little bit, I don't think the bloke on the wing, I don't think he was ready for it. And that's all she wrote. And the Melbourne Storm get the win, 20 points to 14 over the Gold Coast Titans up there at Sunshine Coast Stadium. Now, we'll talk about some of the good players tonight from the Storm and the Titans. We'll start with the home side for Melbourne. I thought Nicho Hynes was terrific once again. I thought Justin Olam had a really strong game. I thought George Jennings was solid. I thought Jerome Hughes had a pretty good game as well. He was very controlled within the side. Cooper Johns was very quiet, only ran for 3 metres, which is really disappointing. Who else had a good game? I thought Nelson Solomona was a handful most of the night for Melbourne. Brandon Smith was terrific as always. Finucane was good as well. I thought Melbourne's bench was great. I thought Kamakamefa and Aaron Penne were very good for the Melbourne Storm as well. And for the Gold Coast, making his debut tonight was Preston Campbell's kid, Jaden Campbell. I thought he had a really strong game. I thought Greg Marzul on debut was solid as well. Brian Kelly had a really poor game in my opinion. I thought he was shocking. I thought the halves of the Titans were a bit off as well. Taylor and Fogarty, I mean, I don't think they were garbage or anything, but, you know, again, when the game's on the line, those 2 players just seem to go missing. So, you know, they did have their moments during the game, Taylor and Fogarty, but once again, when the game's on the line, you need your halves to step up and win the game, you know. Obviously, there was no Brimson and Fafita tonight, so if they're not there, who do you turn to? You turn to your $1 million man, Ash Taylor, and you turn to Jamal Fogarty, and they did not get the job done, so I thought they were quite disappointing when the game was on the line. Also, I thought Jared Wallace and Jamin Jolliffe had a really good game in the middle for the Titans. I thought, off the bench, I thought Peachy was very good, and I thought Joseph Vuna and Jai Whitbread was solid as well, but the Melbourne Storm, they deserved to get the win. I thought that they were the better side most of the night, and you know, obviously the big name players like Jerome Hughes and Nelson and you know Brandon Smith, they all get the job done and they played terrific. But you know, it wasn't a bad game of football by any means. I thought it was very entertaining. Melbourne, good most of the game. They had a few issues though. The Gold Coast, not a full 80-minute performance, but they showed signs out there that they can compete with Melbourne when they get it right, but execution just isn't good enough for the Gold Coast, and the Storm get away with the win, 20 points to 14. My top 3 players on ground for this game tonight, I'm going to go with number 3, I'm going to go with Jerome Hughes. Number 2, Nicho Hynes. And number 1, my man of the match is going to go to Brandon Smith. Thought he was excellent for the Storm tonight at dummy half. But guys, that's it for the Saturday Night Football review. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the live stream between the Eels and the Knights. Until then, guys, take care of yourself. See ya in the next one.